If I have to kill this man in that ring, I will do it if I have to, and will give no remorse if his family and his girl cries or whatever. If he dies, he dies.
What's up, everybody? This is the MMA Pocket on behalf of Guts and Glory MMA. I've got another massive interview for you all. I'm delighted to be joined today by the pretty boy, Anthony Taylor, who is taking on Tommy Fury in a boxing match on the Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley card this Sunday night. So, Anthony, thanks for doing this. How are you, my man?
I'm good, my brother. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. What you up to then? Just chilling. Just not long to go now. So,
Oh man, feeling relaxing, enjoying myself overall. Just feeling good, hydrating.
excited, yeah.
Yeah,
So, what was the presser and the weigh-ins and stuff like? How was that?
it was great, man. People got to see the fraud for who he is. Uh, I put a big statement out earlier because his promotion, that British Athletic Commission, changed changed the fight contract from a 6 round to a 4 round. Not only did that, they lied and said, "Oh well, he has less experience than Tommy, and he's 0-1." Okay, but you're letting Tyron Woodley make his boxing debut, and he's fighting 8 rounds. What's the difference? And I have one boxing pro boxing. So and one of the major keys were, well, if Tommy fights, then he'll be subject to be suspended in the UK. Well, what gives a shit? What does that have to do with me? I don't care.
So, when did you find that out then? How long ago
Uh,
was that?
Last night,
Last night. So
yeah,
so so that was their only reason because of the lack of experience they said in boxing.
correct.
Well, so how do you feel about that? Is that I mean now you've got only got 4 rounds to put him away, yeah?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It gives me more time, but I just felt like they were definitely trying to uh, protect their boxer. Uh, I was prepared to go 6 to 8 rounds. The original contract was 8 rounds. Queensberry didn't like it. They changed it to six. They're taking away the advantage of my cardio that
Oh yeah.
takes him to deep waters, and they're taking that away from me. They're taking that ability away from me. They're trying to handicap me, and I've never been put to this situation in MMA. Never have. When you're done with boxing, there's rules and all these other things, but I don't want to get into that. But 4 rounds, I got 4 rounds to put them away.
So that's what you're looking to do. You're looking to knock him out, yeah?
Absolutely.
So obviously, like he's got quite a. I mean, I'm not a fan of his per se, but in the UK, obviously where I'm from, he's got quite a big fan base. He's been on reality TV. He's obviously related to Tyson Fury, who's a massive name over here. So do you think that that's any advantage for him going into this?
I mean, there's no advantage of having a name or being under the shadow of your bigger brother. There's no advantage to that. The only advantage you get is you get in clubs because of your brother. You get free gear because of your brother. This doesn't mean you fight like your brother. Doesn't mean you have the pedigree like your brother. It doesn't intimidate me. I wouldn't give a damn if I was fighting Tyson Fury. I'm a fighter. It doesn't intimidate me. Regardless of who he is, it does not intimidate me.
Awesome, man. That's the way. So, what do you think of his previous opponents? And have you done any? Have you watched any tape of his or anything like that?
There's no tape.
No,
There's
probably a bit of Love Island. You'll find him on that.
Yeah, the only competition you got on Love Island is his guy friends. That's the only competition he has, competing with his current girlfriend. That was the only competition he had. But as far as boxing, those guys were all cans. I can beat all those guys in the first round TKO. I wasn't amused, but I'm his only tough opponent.
So I saw on your Instagram story you went down to his workout, open workout, and give him a bit of grief. Was that planned or was that just a spur of the moment thing?
I mean, it was planned. I think one of his people or Queensberry They told Showtime they didn't want me to have a public workout, which pissed me off. Like, who are you to say I can't have a public workout?
Of
But
course,
you
yeah.
your guy to do it, and you want to promote your guy, and he's shit. He doesn't do interviews. He doesn't interact with the fans. He doesn't interact with nobody. And you expect him to fight in America again for free? Like, you want to fight for free in America, and you don't want to pay your dues? Like, come on. You think he's going to fight again in America anytime soon? Absolutely not. Now he'll never fight in America after I beat him. He's
Sure,
just
man.
he's putting icing on the cake. So I knew what I had to do was go down there and crash his workout. That was smart. I'm in his head and I'm doing a really good job at it.
Yeah, so that's the plan, is it? Just getting his head? Because I was going to ask, like, is there any bad blood between you? Is this fight personal now, or?
It's really bad blood now. It's a slap in my face. It's a slap to my manhood. Overall, I feel like he actually spit in my face with this one. I was actually trying to be really nice and cordial and communicate really well with him and his group and his team. But this is a really slap in my face. I take this highly offensive and I'm not going back on it. I'm literally with with intentions of hurting him physically and mentally. All his little threats of knocking me out is not going to happen. If I have to kill this man in that ring, I will do it if I have to, and will give no remorse if his family and his girl cries or whatever. If he dies, he dies.
That is some pretty bad blood, I must admit. Wow, don't really know how to come back to that. So for obviously for like the boxing fans, they might not know you as well as us MMA fans do, because obviously you're more known for being an MMA fighter. Is this just a one-off? Is because obviously you're on a five-fight winning streak in MMA. So why the transition to boxing when you're on such a good run?
Who knows what will happen? I'm in this fight. Maybe I stay in boxing. Maybe I go back to MMA. I'm a free agent in MMA, but right now I can only currently talk about my time with Showtime. I'm not worrying about MMA at the moment. I'm worrying about Tommy Fury. I'm worrying about getting this win and changing my life, which I know I'm gonna win.
Awesome, man. So how has this camp been? Have you got the same coaches as you have like when you're preparing for an MMA fight, or have you brought in different people, or?
No, absolutely. I got the same coach, Antonio McKee, and I got AJ McKee there. I'm happy. I got a great publicist who's handling everything on my interviews. She's doing an amazing job, and I'm in a great position where I need to be right now.
Awesome. So going back to the MMA, obviously you fought as low as about 145, I think, in your MMA career. What will you be going in on Sunday? What weight will you be fighting at?
Probably 184, 85.
So how's that process been? Like, have you had to cut much weight or any at all? Or
I walked around at 190 in the beginning of camp, but slowly getting in shape. It took me down to a lower weight. So I mean, I'm good now.
looking good, man. Looking up for it, mate. So you do have a slight disadvantage. I think it's quite a few inches when it comes to the reach and obviously the height against Fury. Is that something you've incorporated like into your camp and stuff, or is that just not a worry?
That's nothing I don't even. That's the least of my worries. My worries, the only worries I have for myself is self doubt, and there's none. You can't beat me. You can't destroy me. The only time I'm going to lose if I quit, and there's no law. There's no quitting in me.
There's no way that's happening, no.
Absolutely.
So you've been training and sparring with Jake Paul as well during this fight. How do you rate his boxing skills? Is he
Uh,
a promoter or is he actually a fighter? What do you think?
Paul's a fighter, man. The guy's in there. How many people in the world can say they can go in there with Tyron Woodley after 3 fights as a professional boxer?
Yeah.
None.
I mean, I think the whole MMA world, if Woodley does manage to win this fight, I think his 4 losses or whatever is in a row will be erased from our memory. But I don't know, man. I mean, I just hope it's a good fight. You know, I hope it's not. You know, I hope it's not too one-sided on either side. But so, what advantages do you think you could, from an MMA perspective, being being in a cage and stuff and training as hard as you have done? What sort of advantages do you think that gives you over Fury, who's purely just a boxer?
I'm a lot faster, have more weapons and arsenal to my game, stronger. That's all I can say for now. I can't give you the strategies, my brother, but I'm just overall, I'm more experienced and mature than Tommy.
So a lot of the boxing press over here have just been saying that basically you're just a stepping stone for Fury's boxing career and just another notch. So what do you say to those people and why are they wrong?
Uh, they don't know. They don't know fighting. If you're a boxer, if you're a boxing fan, you should know more than just being a boxing fan. You should know about being a combat fan. This is combat. It doesn't matter if you're in the streets or in a bar or in the ring or cage. It's combat. Someone has to always have a disadvantage. People don't know that. They're looking past me. They're looking past his excuse me. They're looking past what I've done in MMA. I can clearly beat those guys that he beat already. And I'll be at 6-0. He'll be at 6-0. Okay, what's the odds on this now? Pretty even. It's just, oh, you're 5 inches taller.
Sure, man. So getting back to the Jake Paul stuff, there was I saw rumors that he was personally like making sure every boxer on the card was paid properly and like on time and stuff. Is that true? Have you had any personal dealing to that?
Jake has done an amazing job taking care of all the fighters on the card, even Tyron. You know, he he's capable of doing it, so he's going to do it.
So he's definitely like his heart is in the right place as far as like fairness for the fighters is concerned. Yeah.
Correct.
And what's your take on his recent comments about Dana White and obviously the money that the UFC fighters are getting paid at the moment?
As far as that, I really can't speak on that because I'm not in the UFC and I don't know what they're going through as far as contract disputes and what they're getting paid. I can only talk about what I've been through.
Yeah. So in comparison to what you've earned before,
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff.
If I was in the UFC, I can talk about it, but I'm not. But, as far as me, I mean, it sucks being underpaid for other promotions. My goal is to get to the UFC eventually and start getting paid big bucks. But I do know it's going to start not by just winning fights, but also building your fan base, your following. You can be a Fedor Emelianenko, a great fighter, but don't speak a lick of English and doesn't promote your fights.
Yeah.
You're not really marketable.
So you say like the UFC is a goal of yours eventually, a possible goal of yours.
Well, yeah, it's one of those goals, but my main goal is WWE or
Yeah.
AEW. That's my main goal.
Because the reason I ask about the UFC is that 5 fight winning streak you mentioned. The first of those was over a Irish fella called Dean Barry, who you submitted in the second round, and he's just been called up to the UFC. So how is that like? Here is that fair? How does that make you feel hearing that he's been called up to the UFC despite you've got a win over him?
I learned this. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
If you know somebody who can get you in, use that to your advantage. Dean is a great kid, a great fighter, and he deserves it. He'll say the same thing. Anthony's a great kid, a great fighter, and look what the position he's in right now.
Yeah, that's nice of you, man. That's nice of you. Because I know some people might leave a bit of taste in the mouth for some people. Do you know what I mean? So
Right. Well, absolutely.
yeah, no, that's good, man. So you faced some adversity in your personal life, obviously. How does it feel to like be here now and be on a huge? Because let's make no bones about it. This is a huge card. I mean, there'll be millions of people tuning into this. So how does that? That must feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, it feels really good. I had the opportunity to change my life, Win or lose, I'm still going to change my life, win or lose or draw. This this win or loss doesn't define who I am. I'm still going to be that charismatic, funny, flamboyant, pretty boy. But the experience right here is surreal. Like being interviewed with some of the big names in media sports is such a crazy ordeal. But I'm happy where I'm at. If I would have told myself, hey, you can be in this position in the next 6 to 7 years if you work hard, I wouldn't believe myself then back then. But
Yeah,
now I'm like, wow.
mate, you got an interview with me. You've made it. Do you know what I mean? You're in the big time, man.
Here you go, brother.
But you've mentioned before that you owe a lot of that resurgence and a lot of that ability to turn your life around to your head coach, Antonio McKee. Is that correct?
Yes.
So he's been there for you, and he's also helped you like personally as well as you know fighting wise.
Oh, absolutely. He's done an amazing job and he's really helped me out in my career. Not just physically, but emotionally and mentally.
Awesome, man. Well, personally, I'm delighted to see you back with a bang, and I can't wait to watch you fight on Sunday night. I'm not going to take up too much more of your time because I know you've probably been super busy with interviews and stuff. So,
Yeah,
once again, I appreciate your time. Just before we go, is there any shout outs you want to do? Anyone you want to say hello to? Anything like that? Anyone you want to mention?
definitely. I want to shout out, and say thanks to Showtime Boxing, Stephen Espinoza. Shout out to Most Valuable Promotion and Holden Promotion for hosting this event. And that's all I can say for now.
Brilliant, man. Well, I'll leave you to it, Anthony. Thank you so much for your time, mate. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And that's a wrap. Thank you very much,
Thank
Anthony, mate.
you, man. Appreciate you.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.